Now we're going to take a look at Ellie's backstroke from above the water. And one thing I noticed is that there's a lot of knee bend in the kick early on here. If we can generate more power from the hips as opposed to just the knees, then you're going to be able to lengthen out that stroke and maintain body position more effectively. Do notice there's a little bit of side-to-side motion. You can see that she's got these long arms. You've got long arms. It's tough to pull them through the water. So what we'd like to do is we'd like to see her get that catch. Actually, let me re-diagram that. We want the arm to kind of look like that with a slight elbow bend so you can catch that water and throw it down past your hips. When you've got long, lean arms the way you do, it's easy to catch a lot of water, but then what happens is there's oftentimes really easy to drop your elbow as we go along. As we approach the wall, let's look at this full speed. I like how she goes in it, doesn't deaccelerate. Notice there's a little bit of a head lift right there. We'd like to keep that head down. Use the T's on the bottom of the pool so you kind of get a sense where you can, and then you can accelerate through the turns. The more speed you take into the turns, the more speed that you're going to take out of the turns. As we come off that wall, I like the use of the dolphin kicks. Get out past 5 yards. If you can do that and you're willing to do that throughout races, you're going to be able to do things that other people aren't able to do that. And you're going to see a better view of that when we get to the underwater. Continue to play here. We can see now getting a little bit of fatigue in now, but now you're getting a good catch, especially that left arm. You see right there, a little bit of elbow bend. You can see the arms are always opposite one another. We got that oppositional rotation that we'd like. I do still see more knees than I'd like to see. What I'd like to see is fewer knees and keep your toes right there on the surface of the water. If you do that, you're going to lengthen out this stroke. You're going to maintain body position much better, and you're going to have yourself a real nice backstroke. Nice job, Ellie. Alright, we're going to take a look here at Ellie's backstroke. And I like how lean and long her body is. She gets good catch. She's got a very good feel for the water, and she's going to have a very good future in the sport. I like the tempo of this for the most part. There's a little bit of a catch up in her stroke, and we're going to see that. We're going to slow it down on the second 25 as we come back. She's not quite out racing the camera there. Our camera person is pretty ambitious coming in. As we go into the wall, I like how she didn't lift her head. We're going to see that a little bit more effectively above the water. But what you do see is kind of how she waves those arms around. We want to be able to carry enough speed in so you don't need your arms to help you flip over top. I like the kick. One thing I want to point out here though, see how those shoulders are fairly level right there? Little trick you can do is lift one shoulder just a little bit, and what it does is it allows you to get more up kick and down kick. You can see when she's kicking up, she's getting a lot of power, but on the down kick, not quite as much. So if we can slow that down, or if we can get you at an angle, then what we're going to do is we're going to get you a nice, good kick going in both directions. If we look at this stroke, I like what we see. The one thing you're going to have to watch out as you get a little bit older, but I think you've got a pretty good grip on this so far, and literally that's just it, is the grip. Your hands go out a little bit wider. As you get stronger, if you push the water, and it's kind of tough to diagram it from this angle, but if you push the water out, it's going to want to push your body back. So what you want to do is make sure that you're getting a deep enough catch. As you can see right there, you're doing elbows nice and high. I like that. Get a nice deep catch and accelerate those hands and drive them down. You can see a little bit of an elbow bend there at the end, but not too much of one. We want to make sure that we're tight in that core there to keep those hips up. Because the other thing that I do notice is there's a lot of knee bend right there. If we can eliminate some of that knee bend, then we're going to be able to see more on the down kick as well, not just the up kick. But when you are getting that up kick, it is very, very powerful. I like that. Body position, I really like that overall. It's a very good foundation. I think I said this on your breaststroke. It's tough to find too much to work on here on your backstroke. Things for the most part look good. I like the rotation right there. You can see that. Nice deep catch. You've got a couple bubbles on the hand, but to be honest with you, the research from USA Swimming and Russell Mark out there is showing that the bubbles don't make as big of a difference as we once thought that they did in terms of getting an entry. One thing I'd see is just a little bit more oomph on the finish of your stroke. If you get a little bit more downward force on your hand, and actually that's not the angle that I want. I want a little bit more downward force. That way, what it's going to do is it's going to pop your hip up and make it a little bit easier for you to rotate a little bit more quickly throughout the backstroke. But again, very good foundation here in terms of everything that we see. We can work on that turn, work on that core stability. You're a pretty long, lean gal, so developing core stability throughout your career is going to be something that's going to be very, very important to you. But you got on the right track right now for sure.